Today we're looking at Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa of the Indus Valley Civilization. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bellringer World History. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. Also, don't forget to check out dailybellringer.com where you'll find more resources that go with many of the Bellringer videos. Thousands of years ago, long before modern cities existed, two remarkable cities flourished in South Asia. The ancient cities of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa were part of the Indus Valley Civilization and first appeared around 2500 BC and flourished for nearly 1,000 years. Located in what is now Pakistan and northwest India, near to and along the banks of the Indus River, this civilization was one of the world's earliest, along with Mesopotamia, Egypt, and China. Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa were centers of trade, culture, and innovation. Interestingly, much of the Indus Valley Civilization history is shrouded in mystery, as there are few surviving records of the civilization itself. What we do know has been pieced together by historians and archaeologists from studying artifacts discovered at these ancient sites. The ruins of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa were discovered in the 1920s by British and Indian archaeologists. Before their discovery, people didn't know much about the Indus Valley Civilization. These cities were buried for thousands of years, hidden by layers of soil and time. When archaeologists began digging, they found streets, buildings, tools, and artifacts that revealed the advanced nature of these ancient cities. One of the most amazing things about Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa is how well planned they were. Unlike many ancient settlements that grew haphazardly with winding streets and alleyways, these cities were built with careful planning. Streets were laid out in a grid pattern, meaning they were straight and organized, like many modern-day cities. The cities were divided into two main areas, the citadel and the lower city. The citadel was a raised area, possibly used for important buildings like temples, granaries, and public baths. The lower city was where most people lived. Houses were made of baked bricks and had flat roofs. Some even had courtyards and wells. Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa had incredible engineering for their time. One of their most impressive features was the drainage system. Each house had its own bathroom, and waste was carried away through covered drains that ran along the streets. The Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro is another example of their advanced skills. It was a large pool made of brick and coated with special substances to prevent leaks. Historians believe it might have been used for religious rituals or as a public bathing area. The people of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa were skilled craftsmen, traders, and farmers. They grew crops like wheat, barley, and peas, and kept animals like cattle, sheep, and goats. Trade was an important part of their economy. Archaeologists have found evidence of trade with distant regions, including Mesopotamia. Merchants and tradespeople used a uniform system of weights and measures. This, along with their well-designed cities, has led historians to conclude that the Indus Valley Civilization had a well-organized government. Skilled craftspeople and artisans in the cities created beautiful jewelry, pottery, and tools. They worked with materials like gold, silver, and ivory. Small seals made of stone, often engraved with animals and symbols, are some of the most famous artifacts from the Indus Valley. These seals might have been used for trade or as personal identification. One of the greatest mysteries of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa is their writing system, known as the Indus Script. So far, no one has been able to fully decode it. The script consists of short symbols found on seals, pottery, and other objects. Without understanding the writing, we don't know what the people called themselves or many details about their culture and beliefs. Another great mystery is their religious practices and beliefs. Evidence indicates that they, like other ancient civilizations, were polytheistic or worshiped many different gods and goddesses. There was one mother goddess they believed to be the creator of all the world, as well as evidence that they worshiped sacred animals, in particular the bull. Around 1900 BC, the Indus Valley Civilization began to decline. The reasons are not entirely clear, but there are some theories. Changes in the climate, such as a shift in river patterns or droughts, might have made farming difficult. Others think that invasions or conflicts could have played a role, but over time the cities were abandoned and the civilization faded away. Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa were extraordinary cities that were far ahead of their time. They were centers of innovation, trade, and culture in the ancient world. Even though many mysteries about the Indus Valley Civilization remain, the discoveries at these sites help us understand a fascinating chapter in human history. So with that, hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching.